Hey, good Monday morning, everyone. Thank you for hopping on. Today, I just want to kind of visit with you guys about a little bit about my story, a little bit about my testimony. So bear with me. I don't want to bore you too much, but I hope you can take some nuggets here and be encouraged by my story. And so, I was saved at a age of 9 years old. I asked Jesus into my heart. Went down to the front of the church. Our preacher, I remember, prayed with me, and I was saved. And I accepted Jesus into my heart, and I decided to live for Christ that day. That next Sunday, I was baptized, and started my journey with Christ that way. I was spoiled. I had a very, very loving family, a very Christ-centered home, a family that took me to church, a family that demanded us to be in church, and I'm thankful for that. I really am. I don't take that for granted, and I try to raise my family like that. It's hard. It is, but I'm trying to raise my family that how important church is. But we were in church every time the door was open. We did the Wednesday night potlucks. We did the Sunday night potlucks, and the church fed us a lot. But fast forward to my teenage years, God really didn't become real in my life until my teenage years. And there was one man that really was an instrument in that, and that was TJ Helling. TJ Helling was a youth pastor of mine. Met him in 7th grade, and man, he just showed me and showed all of us what it really meant to be like a follower of Christ. He was the real deal. And I would always ask him, TJ, what is it, man? What makes you different? And he would tell us all the same thing, that, man, it was Jesus. Jesus is what makes it different. He loved Jesus. And he did things for me and for our youth group that is just crazy, unexplainable, what he did and how much time and money and effort he put into us. Not because it was his job, but because he really wanted us to come to know Jesus and really show us what living for Christ really was. And so, my whole teenage years was, man, I want to be like him. I want to be like TJ. I want a family like TJ. I want to be a youth pastor like TJ. But he was a very big instrument in my life. Now, with that being said, I failed a lot. I was not as good as a Christian as I thought I was looking back. I messed up a lot in high school. I did things I shouldn't do. I hurt people's feelings. I was not the follower of Christ that I think God wanted me to be. And I still feel guilt and shame for that to this day. And I've since asked for forgiveness. And I feel like I have been forgiven from that because I really hope I treat people well. But I really believe that God just really made my faith real as a high schooler because of TJ. And like I said, I messed up. And then, my senior year, a tragedy at our school happened. My best friend died in a car accident on her way to school on an October morning. We're about to graduate in May. Monday before senior night football game, flips her car, hits a tree, and passes away. And it was there that I realized, man, I got to get back on track. God really just dealt with me of this life is way too short to live like the world. And I just lost a lot of things that I was passionate about. I lost a lot of that because of what happened to my friend. Like football I was just like, man, it's my senior year. It's my last year of football. I love football. I was hoping to play college football, but I just kind of lost interest in it. And then baseball season, we were really good in baseball. We had a chance to win state again my senior year. And yeah, we were good, but I was just like, man, I don't want to do sports anymore. I want to find something where I can share the good news with Christ. And so that's what I ventured out. I was going to I went to school to be a teacher, be a coach, and I went there and was on the track to do that, and then got hired at a church to work with students and thought, man, this is it. This is what I want to do. Dropped out of college because I wanted to be a full-time worker, and I worked at my church for 6 years. A very loving church. The pastor there was unbelievable mentor to me. And I was young. I made mistakes there. I was young. I didn't know what I was doing half of the time. But with that being said, God really just kind of transformed my mind and my heart in that season to just, to really focus on Him. And I was really close with God. And like I said, I wasn't perfect. But then I had a calling from God. God wanted me to finish. I really felt like God wanted me to go back and finish school. So I went back after 6 years of being out, and I finished my education in college. And that was when my life kind of started spiraling down, I guess you can say. Like I wasn't into drugs and alcohol or anything like that, but I just was confused. I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew I wanted to finish school just as a pride thing. And I started, dating girls, wondering why I was being single, and I just was confused. I was lost. I just didn't know. My relationships weren't lasting, and I was like, man, God, am I ever going to get married? And I blame God a lot. I really just didn't trust God during this season of my life. Like I said, this was in my early 20s, mid 20s. And I was working at a t-shirt shop, printing t-shirts, learning how to do that, just trying to finish up school. And I got called to come be a part-time youth pastor at my hometown, where actually TJ was when I was there. And I was like, heck yeah, let's go do it. And I did it. And like I said, I think during that season, my life that's when I became back on track with God. Met my wife at the church, met this girl, we hung out, we laughed, we ended up getting married, and, that's where I am now. I have a happy life, and, still hadn't been perfect. My life hasn't been perfect, but we moved to the small community where I'm at now, and I knew God wanted me to do something. I knew God wanted me to, He always said, I want you to be in a small town, and I want you to be a light. So I was like, this is perfect. And we decided to move to our community. And so I got here, and let's just say I did not find my niche right away. I was looking for a church to work at. I was looking for somewhere to get plugged in as far as like on staff, and there just was nothing open. And then I began working at the school, and there's where I kind of found my fit in place, and I started doing videos, etc. for the school, and they really accepted me and treated me awesome. I got to be part of the football team, got to be part of the baseball team, and all those men and women that were part of my life during that time were really great for me. But again, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I don't know if this is what God wants me to do. I think God really wants me to be part of a church. We were in and out of churches. We were church shopping, if you will, and we just couldn't find the right fit. Great churches we went to. We attended churches for weeks and months at a time, and we loved them, but we just couldn't fit in. And it was 90% our fault, because we would be gone a lot on the weekends and make our excuses of, they didn't talk to me today, or they don't like us, and so we were like, well, about a year ago, we found a church where we're attending right now. We fell in love with it. We love it. And it was during this church, at a service in this church, God really talked to me, and He said, hey, it's time. It's time that you do something. Basically, this is how I think God would talk to me, but God just said, hey man, get off your butt and start doing something for me. You've kept me in the box too long. It's time for you to go out and share what I've done for you. And I was like, well, how am I going to do that? There's no church openings that are around here that I can do that. And God said, man, you like video, you like shooting videos. God said, you have the equipment. Why don't you just do something like that? And I said, nah, I don't want to do that. No one will listen, no one will click, no one will hop on here. But I did it. I started it. I'm going to trust God in this process. So that's my why I've done this. So my encouragement to you is, May is a season of new chapters being written. There's, I sat at at my school's graduation on Sunday, and I watched, 45 of our students walk across the stage. For 18 years, they have known the same chapter over and over in their life, high school. And as they graduate, they're going to go write a new chapter in their life, whatever it may be, college, work, military, whatever chapter they write, it is their story that they are about to begin to write. Here's the thing about God that I really have learned these past couple of years. Your story's not over. You could be a 38-year-old man like I am right now and think that you're just stuck in this rut, A, B, and C, A, B, and C, A, B, and C every day. But God says, no way. I have a story to write for you. It is your job to listen and begin to write it. And so my encouragement to you, whatever chapter you are at in your life today, whether it's good or bad, God is ready to write something great for you. You just got to turn over the pencil to God and allow Him to write in your life. That's what I'm going to do right now. I don't know I say this every week, but I don't know what is going to come of this YouTube channel. I don't know what is going to become of these studies, but I really do believe that if I trust God, and I think this is what God wants me to do, God is going to turn this into something special. So whatever you are sitting there wondering what to do with your life, just know God is in the business of writing stories for your life. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope your Monday is great. Again, it's almost summer, so hang in there. I know if you're like my family, May is super busy. Weekends are swamped for the rest of the month. For us, we're here and there every weekend. I'm thankful for that because we love the people that we're going to go see, and the people love us, so we're thankful for that. But we're also praying that God can just give us rest and during that time. And I pray for your rest, as I know everyone is probably similar to us, where there's so much going on, it's hard to keep track. But hey, please, if you would, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe and ring the bell, and so you guys can see what's going on in my life. As well, if you wouldn't mind sharing this with someone, maybe this would be an encouragement for someone today. But thank you guys. Thank you for clicking on. Hope you have a great day.